What's up, my friends? Welcome to another video. I'm Rob Stewart and I'm here to help you get your skin and your overall health back on track. Okay, so for the last 90 days or so, I've been following the Aman-Ra, the Dr. Aman-Ra protocol to an absolute T. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys the results. I want to show you guys my before and after picture. I experienced some pretty interesting things on this protocol. It wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be like, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys, so stay tuned. Gosh dang, you know, and I saw this Dr. Aman-Ra. He was like a mystical Egyptian alien. Perfect skin. He talked with great articulate, beautiful words. He was kind of a poet, and he was super fit and super buff, and he was just so calm and serene when he talked. Every word was chosen correctly and spoken with dignity. I just thought the dude was rad, and so I started paying attention to his work and some of his other people that were giving testimonies to his protocol. It sparked my interest. So at first, when I started hearing about Dr. Aman-Ra's protocol, I was super skeptical, and I thought, like, maybe this guy's just full of crap. There's no way he's eating like 1,400 calories a day and looks like that and can break records powerlifting and doing deadlifts. Like, it's just unheard of. The guy doesn't sleep much. He barely eats any calories, and he's claiming that this is the fountain of youth. Basically, the Aman-Ra protocol consists of a few things. One, it's basically a 22 or 23 hour fast every single day, and you have basically about an hour to eat all of your food. You drink water, you can drink tea. Dr. Aman-Ra drinks coffee for his protocol. I do not drink coffee because it's hard to reverse skin disease. It's actually impossible to reverse skin disease when you're on coffee, so that's why I don't drink it. But I did drink green tea, and here's the food that he eats for his protocol. He has a really special kind of like protein shake elixir thing. If you'd like to see how mine turned out or what ingredients I used for mine specifically, leave a comment down below and maybe I'll make a video specifically on that detail of it. But it's this amino acid elixir, which is super important. And then he goes on to eating simple things like rice and beans and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the rest of his calories. So what I did for mine was I followed his protocol exactly. I did the 23-hour fast. I did the teas and only water during the day. I consumed all my calories in 1 hour, consisting of the protein amino acid elixir of life, do some rice and beans, and then I would finish sometimes with an almond butter sandwich with jelly. I don't do peanuts. Again, peanuts are just not a skin health food. Obviously, there are some differences between me and Aman-Ra's approach, but I wanted to see what it would do to me. The craziest aspect of Dr. Aman-Ra's protocol is that the dude's only taking in somewhere between 1,200 and 1,400 calories, ballpark. A lot of days he says he's doing less. That's the strangest and scariest part for me. That seems like starvation. Can you have a starvation diet and gain weight and muscle? It seems. Another reason I wanted to do this protocol was to see if it would be good for reversing skin disease. A lot of the elements are interesting, and I wanted to give it a try. So that you guys might have some new systems and new ways of going about reversing your skin disease. So make sure you stay tuned for the end to hear what my results were and to hear how the whole thing went. It could be a good protocol for reversing skin disease, but then again, it may not. You're gonna have to stay tuned. Okay, so let's take a look at the results. First off, I wanna show you guys a side-by-side comparison of what I look like. So this first video that you guys are gonna see is me 91 or 2 days ago, in the morning, fasted, no food, no sugar, no calories in my body at all. That's what I looked like. I was around 172 pounds in that first video, and I was feeling pretty good. I'd been, moving my body a lot, eating really clean, and I was happy with where I was at. Okay, now let's take a look at where I'm at right now, 90 days into the Amen-Ra protocol. Okay, boom, there you go. And to be honest, not much difference in 90 days. My body really didn't change that much. To me, it looks slightly like I may have lost a little bit of size. I look like I might be a little more toned, but maybe not. Not a huge difference at all in the shape, size, and kind of the aesthetics, the way my body looks at all. So now you might be asking yourself, well, what about your weight gain? So you're 171, 172 in the first video. Well, what is my current body weight? 159 pounds, which is actually the lightest I've been since, it's the lightest I've been in about 4.5, 5 years. So that body weight for me is extremely low. I should have made a video showing you guys my legs. I just didn't. I don't know why. But I didn't shoot my legs, and I think that's where most of the weight loss happened. I just couldn't hold on to the weight in my legs. So there you go, guys. That was my body comp, and my body fat did not change hardly at all. It went down slightly. Actually, excuse me, it went up slightly, which was slightly weird because I feel like I looked more toned, but my body fat slightly went up, and it could have just been the measurement. They're not always perfect, but 90 days ago in the first video, my body fat was around 10.9, measured by a personal trainer with calipers, so it's not right on, but it was the same measuring device and the same guy measuring, so we could at least get a good comparison. So 9-10% 90 days ago, and today visited him and it was at 11% exactly. So a little bit of rise in body fat, no big deal. Let's look at my skin. My skin changed, absolutely did not change at all. My skin feels great. The diet had no effect on the tonality of my skin whatsoever. Let's see, sex drive. Sex drive. Here's the truth, my friends. My sex drive was non-existent. It went to shit. I'm generally, my testosterone levels are pretty darn high, in the 800s. I generally have a high sex drive. I generally wake up every single morning with a morning wood, ready to party. After 10 days of doing this protocol, my morning woods were gone. My desire for sex is very low right now for me. And that's just the truth of it. My sex drive on this diet tanked like crazy. I believe that it's from, straight up, it's just from the lack of calories, the lack of protein, the lack of fat, the lack of carbohydrates, the lack of nutrients and building blocks. So I did not like that aspect of it at all. My sleep actually went to shit as well. I was sleeping previous to this experiment, average of 8 hours a night. Lay my head on the pillow and I'm out, no problem. During this protocol, again, after like the first 4 or 5 days, when I started to really get into the system, my sleep went to crap. Now, Dr. Amen-Ra and some of his other kind of people who give him testimony say that, well, you sleep less because your prana and your meditative energy is just so amazing. You just need less sleep. I don't buy that for a damn second. You need rest, you need sleep, you need recovery. I don't care how spiritually enlightened you are or how much you meditate. If you're not getting rest, you're not recovering, and you're really not gonna be, I'm not gonna be at the level that I want to be in life. My strength, so here's another big part of the experiment for me, is what was going to happen to my strength in the weight room or in general. I tested overhead press, which I got weaker at. 90 days, my overhead press, normally in 90 days, my overhead press from workout to workout will slightly improve. I could not really even compete with my old self in the weight room. It was the biggest part of it that sucked. My strength went down unequivocally. My overhead press, I stayed basically at the same weight that I started with and didn't progress at all during the 90 days. I mean, and that's, for me, not progressing in the gym for 90 days is totally unheard of. Pull-ups, they stayed exactly the same. I've been doing pull-ups for a lot of years. I can do a ton of pull-ups. They didn't change hardly at all. My squat was the biggest obvious difference. My squat went from me easily repping 225 for 3 sets of 8 with absolute ease to, by the end of the 90-day protocol, I could literally only do 185 pounds for 8 reps for 3 sets. So my squat went down dramatically, and the strength and size of my legs was the most obvious difference. My mood the whole time was great. Mentally, I felt pretty good. Like I said, I'm used to fasting. I'm used to not having a ton of calories all the time. So that part of it didn't bother me at all. Now let's get to the juicy stuff. Would I recommend this protocol for other people? So basically on this protocol, I lost my sex drive, I got weaker, and my body fat went up, but my body weight went down. All the things I'm trying to avoid. So overall, do I think his protocol is good? Not for me. Maybe for some other people it works. And I also wouldn't recommend it for you guys out there who follow my channel and are really looking to make your skin super healthy. I think though there is some areas of the protocol that we can learn from and that you guys can learn from out there and to take note on. One is the extreme awesome effects that intermittent fasting or cyclical fasting can have on the human body in terms of healthier digestion, healthier hormones, better skin, just overall enhanced health. And if you're in that process of trying to heal something and reverse disease, fasting is major. I think the issue with his fasting protocol is the 1 hour eating approach. Like I've said in other videos, the 1 meal a day diet for most people is gonna be horrendous. You don't get enough calories, you don't get enough nutrients, and you have to eat way too big of a meal that actually really messes up your digestion for most people. Instead, use cyclical fasting or intermittent fasting and have an eating window that allows you plenty of time to eat a variety of whole plant foods that give you the nutrients you need to reverse skin disease and get your digestion and your gut super healthy, because that's really what it's all about. Healing the skin is about a holistic approach, sleeping well, having community, laughing, getting sunshine, eating the right foods, cleansing, detoxing, and moving the body. It all has to be a part of it. With the Amen-Ra protocol, I believe that it is just too restrictive and too challenging for most people, and I think that even if you follow it perfectly the way I did, most people are not going to have the benefits that some people are saying that they're having. Not to diss Dr. Amen-Ra, I actually think he's a rad dude. His protocol is working marvelously for him, and for the people that it is working for, God bless you, best of luck, good for you. Keep going with it. I'm gonna be watching you guys and paying attention. For me, my protocol just works so much better. I'm stronger, I'm fitter, I'm leaner, a better gut health, better sleep, better sex drive. So I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing. It was a very fun experiment, and I'm glad I got to share the process with you guys. That's gonna be it for today.